Alright, hi. Welcome to the AD2L Season 5 playoffs. This is Trial and Error versus Extinction Reborn. I'm casting with Patak Attack
Yo.
and PhaseX here.
Hey, bud. What's up?
Alright, so we have the bands starting out right now. Extinction Reborn, going with the Death Prophet ban. Saying screw that hero.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm gonna predict most likely a Brewmaster ban fairly soon. And it looks like, do we just get a DC or something? Let's see. Anyways,
Oh,
it's trial and errors, time to ban. They're waiting on it. I'm not sure. There might be some technical issues because
yeah, we're getting a lot of DCs actually.
Valve probably getting hacked again for DDoS. Hopefully not though.
This is weird. Alright.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I think their drafter, is he
I
still in?
mean, we
No,
have,
he was like,
I think everybody
their remake, yeah.
disconnected. Yeah. All right. So that went well.
Alright.
Starting over.
Alright, hello and welcome to the AD2L Season 5 playoffs with Trial and Error versus Extinction Reborn. Just had a little bit of technical difficulties. It seems like, I believe they made the wrong team first pick. Seeing as Trial and Error got first ban this time around. So, I'm casting with Patak Attack here.
Hello.
And PhaseX.
Hey.
So, we got the bands coming out in the proper order this time, as everything is set correctly, hopefully.
10
Cross your fingers this time.
To go.
Yeah, I'd like to point out I got the prediction
5
correct. Brewmaster
seconds.
got banned second, along with Void, who is incredibly annoying. Yeah, Chrono's still really good, even though it doesn't disable passes anymore. But we'll see what Extinction Reborn is going to ban out.
Yeah, these three are pretty standard. Sometimes you see Terrorblade if teams don't play them, though. You can see some other things.
So, we'll see what Extinction Reborn ban. You see a lot of Tidehunters, TB, Razor, just strong heroes in the meta currently. Occasionally see like some Ogre.
I think one of the best bans is Animage because he's the best hero in the game right now, obviously.
Yep. Totally not sarcasm there. I think
Definitely not.
My favorite hero to ban, Broodmother.
Necro, great ban.
Dyer's pick.
Reaper Scythe can.
But yeah, back to Anti-Mage. Getting picked up in the summit and losing every time.
Terrible hero.
Wow.
Fast picks. Tide. We love picking Tide personally. Just to save us off laner. Even if he gets shut down. Easy to jungle.
Undying, that's a pick you don't see too much. So
yeah, definitely It's fairly unconventional. Probably going off lane. It could be a support Undying though as well.
I'd like to
I do
see
like the
if they're
Witch
going
Doctor.
to. I'd like to see if they were running Undying. I'd
Radiant's
like to see it
banned.
in like an aggressive tri lane or something like that. Just something, or an
Yeah.
aggressive dual lane. Something where it could really shine the power of the Tombstone early. You know.
Yeah, I mean that coupled with Witch Doctor's cask is pretty strong combination because getting all the
10
zombies running
seconds to
around
go.
and you get the casks bouncing. You look at it go and just click
5
them a bunch
seconds.
and it should go down. If they just get an aggressive core to go along with that, then I think
Reserve time.
that's the makings of a very strong aggro try.
Mhm. Or just a dual lane. Grab a nice strong laning hero. Like put a Viper with him.
Dyer's ban.
Viper just spits on people. He's tanky. That's nearly impossible to initiate into because they're both very tanky heroes. You have to run into Tombstone.
Radiant team ban.
So
I agree. Looks like we got Earthshaker and Bristleback banned out by Trial and Error, and Extinction.Reborn's banning out the Phantom Assassin. They might know that Trial and Error has an Arcana on their team because
10
that's like almost a
seconds to
guaranteed
go.
win, I
and
believe.
a Huskar.
Radiant's pick.
I don't think.
Very odd ban considering the heroes picked already.
Yeah, I'm surprised they went for the Huskar ban. It's I don't really see him being picked ever.
Isn't
Yeah.
Huskar like the #1 win rate in competitive gaming?
He is right now in out of his like 8 games, I think
So-
he's 6-2, something like that. I looked it up
Yeah,
recently. I'm not
10
sure.
seconds
But-
to go.
He's been picked 8 times compared to
5
other heroes, like
seconds.
literally hundreds of times picked or banned.
Reserve time.
So you know, maybe there. I think it was Team Malaysia. They would ban Huskar sometimes. I want to say. Just because they would I think they would first to ban Huskar and Ricky occasionally.
Well, I mean, maybe they banned out Huskar because actually, Team or Trial and Error has run them 2 games and has had 100% success rate with
Dyer's
it. So
Really? So trial and error.
perhaps they have, yeah, maybe they have a really good Huskar player on their team, or somebody who just plays
Mhm.
Huskar a lot.
And a Viper
The
pickup from Extinction.
Yeah, pretty standard Viper mid. Just the easiest mid hero. You can even fill him in safe lane.
Mm-hmm. Real nice and tanky. Wins his lane. Very. If you go the usual
10
build of
seconds
mech
to go.
eggs, you're just disgustingly tanky.
5
You throw out your ult
seconds.
every 12 seconds. You just make everyone have a terrible time.
Reserve
Viper's
time.
MO.
Yeah. Nobody wants to lane against a Viper. It's like one of the most annoying things in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unless you got like a silencer to lane against them, it's, like you said, pretty much a lost lane.
Nobody wants to be spit on all the time. They grab the Razor,
Radiant's
so
pick.
that's that matchup is very dependent on the players. It's could go either way. I've seen Vipers dominate Razors just and vice versa. So it's a very interesting matchup, as they're both 2 heroes that you hate to lane against.
Yeah, I don't like the Razor pick. Viper
10
can just
seconds
spit on
to
him and
go.
run away. Skywrath is just really fast.
5 seconds.
And he also, I mean, if Viper strikes Razor, it's also
Yeah, it's
Reserve
just
time.
pretty
It's a really
detrimental.
easy lane for Viper.
But you do have to keep in mind there's no escapes for them to get away with static link. So
That
As
could
of yet.
actually be the like a core in a tri lane
10
with the Witch Doctor and
seconds to
Undying
go.
mm-hmm.
as well. Because I mean, just Razor static
5
links, Witch Doctor
seconds.
casks, and Tombstones gets dropped. I think you can get like a full duration static link
Dyer's
off and
pick.
kill the person in the meantime.
And a Sand King pick comes out for Extinction Reborn. So we'll look to see, or we'll hopefully see him getting a quick blink up in the jungle. So that kind of, you expect to see a passive laning stage out of Extinction Reborn, since Sand King, not the greatest roamer at early levels, since his stun has such a short range, and He's just really better off
to go.
doing a good amount of jungling. And the Drow pick comes
Radiant's
out from
bound.
Trial and Error, which pretty surprising coming out from them, since I mean they don't even have all ranged heroes. Plus, as far as most heroes go, Razors doesn't really need the damage from
10
Drow
seconds to go.
as far as ranged heroes go.
You're forgetting about the
5
powerful right click from Witch
seconds.
Doctor, clearly.
He does have pretty good base damage.
Exactly.
The
Dire
rule of thumb with
Stand.
Drow is if there's more than one Blink Dagger hero on the other team, you probably don't want to pick her. People getting close just totally screws her over. So
I mean,
Again.
you can't get a blink yourself, or like even a force staff or something to try to get
10
some mobility. But
seconds to go.
yeah, I agree. It's very risky because if they
5
initiate on you,
seconds.
you're very squishy.
Mm-hmm. And Blink
Reserve
Epi
time.
will just absolutely massacre this Drow, especially if you drop a Mystic Flare on there and you set it up with a Ravage or anything like that. So maybe go for a little bit more split push with the Drow, seeing as the team fight of Extinction Reborn is kind of just disgusting
Radiant's
right now.
pick.
Yeah, maybe somebody like a Nature's Prophet would be good.
Mm-hmm.
Prophet would be good. Even a Lycan and put Undying in support. Just something to go along with this Drow to give them some push to really round out their team.
Do you think their Trial and Error are going to be running dual lanes with the Undying? Put Drow Undying, then Witch Doctor and one other? Then the Razor
don't
mid?
know.
10 seconds to go.
Could be, or they. I mean, it depends on. I'd say
5
it would depend on what
5
Extinction Reborn
seconds.
picks, because if they pick, like, it depends. It really depends on how they pick it, because if they pick
Reserve
like a
time.
mid-game core,
Invoker.
okay, Invoker
Dire's
means it's a
pick.
safe lane Viper, I guess.
Could also be a safe lane Invoker.
Could, but
So I'm guessing
Humbling.
full-on
How does-
pushback coming out from Extinction Reborn.
How does the Invoker Razor matchup go? I don't really play Invoker. What's your thoughts?
Invoker can just kind of play it passively, sit back. If you get early boots, the Link doesn't do too much.
10
Kind of a bit of a
seconds to
wash.
go.
Neither hero
Pretty much
really
even.
wins terribly hard.
5 seconds.
So we'll probably see either or.
Mm-hmm.
Reserve time.
So now we see Trial and Error's final pick. Now, either going for a dual laner or an off laner here. But some kind of core. Probably ranged, considering they have the Drow Ranger. I mean, range is in the name, so.
It's true.
I might think they might even grab like a Clockwork here, maybe.
I'd like to see some team fight. Silencer, there you go. Some nice team fight.
Okay. Yeah, definitely helps out. And he's really annoying. And you
Yeah.
can even send him mid against the Viper.
Mm-hmm.
Just
And
dual lane.
if
They
you
can
have,
definitely dual lane. I think dual lane would be their strongest right now, but
Mm-hmm.
because Undying can off lane, but I think strong dual lanes would be good.
Mm-hmm. Dual lanes are in my books where Undying shines the brightest. It takes advantage of the hero's early game without really gimping the levels, and you can do just fine against a tri-lane with him. He's even really, in some cases, very good against the tri-lane, since if they engage, they end up grouping up a little bit more, so you get more strength at a decay.
Yeah.
Alright. So, on the Radiant side, we have Extinction Reborn. We have Ian on that
I'd
Sand
get ready
King.
if I were you.
Mac on the Viper. Salampak on that Scarith Mage. Alleycat on the Tide Hunter. And Army Strong on the Invoker with the sweet pauldrons there.
Alright, and on the Dire side, we'll start from top left and work our way down. Top left, we got Angel Wrath on the core Drow. And in the mid lane, on the mid, it looks like the mid silencer, we have Stand-in Prohibit. And on the Razor, we have Boomer. And down in the Roshan pit, we have Mormon on the Undying and
30
Zephyr on the
seconds
Witch
to
Doctor.
battle.
And your couriers this evening will be Mighty Boar for the Dire, the worst courier in the game, and Lieutenant Squawkins for the radio.
Do you think?
Hope Squawkins got his ship.
Do you think Mighty Boar is worse than the donkey?
I don't know. There's something to be said about the donkey. It's original. It's classic. It's vintage. It's wonderful.
Let's get
Oh.
Mighty
this
Boar is
over
just.
with.
Oh, this level 1
And-
engagement looking pretty good for the Dire here, as Sand King just drops.
That is not the team you want to fight level 1.
Oh god, no.
Never. And the cast didn't even bounce, so that could have actually been a lot worse.
I was just about to say Dire needs to have a strong start, strong lane phase, and they're off to a good start.
Looks like they are running the tri-lane with the Razor, Witch Doctor, and Undying.
Yeah, none
Have
of
a
us called this
solo
one.
drow.
Undying just going
definition.
ham on the Viper. Letting him know that this is not his lane.
Oh, but mid lane, we have Smoke Gang coming out from the Sand King and the Skywrath Mage. They're gonna try to go on the Silencer, and he's playing way too far up right now.
This is looking
Yeah,
like
this
an
should
easy
be an
gank.
easy kill. Yep.
Slow comes out, stun, and he's dead. Drops as much damage as. Oh, the mischance
God,
coming
the
out from the
mischance.
Invoker.
He might have been able to get away even.
But he'll just drop his spells on the Skywrath, give him some harass. So meanwhile, this Viper has not gotten a single point of experience in this lane. And Tidehunter is getting harassed pretty hard in the top lane.
Yeah, Tidehunter does not do well against the Drow. Can't really just bully her out of lane like he usually can with most cores. Looks like Salampak and Ian are just waiting on this Silencer.
So they're deciding to sack the Viper a little bit, who still hasn't gotten a single point of XP.
I think that's the best route. Put the Viper solo, see what he can manage out of that lane.
Oh,
And that would be
Very patient gank mid here for Radiant. They want the silencer.
start off
wrecked.
with the cold snap, they get the slow. Well, he's going for the Sunstrike, but the Sunstrike misses, but they should have the damage to finish him off. But the
Sand
Sand
King's
King,
That
does
tower
fall.
aggro, very unfortunate.
so I would like to see the supports heading bottom since this Viper is getting shut down so hard, though.
Yeah, I agree with that. It was nice. It's nice to shut down the Silencer, but I don't even know if it's as important to shut down the Silencer. And I mean, the gank just took like so much time.
They are going straight at this Viper.
Oh my god,
Viper's
this
getting
this
doped so
Undying.
hard.
He might go down here.
See, one more decay and a right click or two.
Radiant's bottom tower is
just
under
plastic
Stick with
field.
decay and the. Yeah.
There you go. Viper just drops. Yeah, I'd really like to. I think the supports should be helping him out.
Yeah, at the cost of 2 kills on silencer, this Viper is getting absolutely wrecked, and Viper falling behind is a very, very bad thing.
If it's so hard for Viper doesn't really have any comeback mechanisms if he doesn't get off to a good start. So we do see gank coming out on the Drow, and she does fall. So the dual roam is working out pretty nicely, but is it really worth it? Seeing as they are tied in levels with the other supports, but the Viper is level 2 to the level 4 of the Drow. And they are sending the Undying up there.
We'll say the Tidehunter is actually out CSing the Drow.
Relatively
Yeah,
close,
last
right?
hitting Drow with early is a pain in the ass until you get like a Wraith Band once you just picked up.
Sure.
A couple points in your then you can easily farm.
Yeah,
But
that
those
attack
first few
animation is
levels
pretty
are
awful.
rough.
Tis mine.
Oh,
Mid lane.
Invoker? Dropping pretty low, but some aggressive
Man,
trades.
the Silencer.
Let's see if
Nice.
he
Support's
can he get
coming
the
again.
slow off. No, night falls. He's fine.
Good TP from Witch Doctor.
So I will say though, the roaming top was enough to get the supports out of bottom lane. So Viper has been able to start catching up to the Razor. Let's see if the roaming Undying will work out all right. But Invoker in Fountain, possibly looking for a courier snipe. I know he's just gonna walk in and drop
They're gonna
Tombstone. It looks like.
Yep.
Yep. Maledict's down, and that's looks like a pretty dead Invoker.
Radiant's middle tower
Maybe
is
dead.
under attack.
The Sand King doesn't have his
Uh,
W. He may be in
yeah.
trouble.
Then cooldown for another 5 seconds.
Oh, he's getting chased by some zombies. But I'll just casually walk away. He has his boots. He's good.
Yeah, and the Dire also didn't have any detection, so if he sandstormed, he would have been perfectly fine.
Radiant's middle tower is under siege.
So a nice fast arcane boots for this Undying with
Radiant's
his 3
middle tower
kills.
is being attacked.
So Undying really shining in the early game like he needs to. Sunstrike coming out, I don't know where actually. Didn't kill anyone. Casual harassment Sunstrike maybe.
Should be. His tide is dropping pretty low though. He's only has 250 HP.
Yeah, I'd like
Can't
to
really-
see him stacking some ancients. And maybe getting
Yeah, I
a few
agree with
points
that.
in Kraken Shell if you're not going to pick up a stout shield against a ranged hero.
Yeah, I really dislike this Tide build. I think Gush.
Gush might get him a kill. Here
Yeah,
comes the
I'm
Sunstrike.
gonna eat my words. That was. Yeah.
You feed the crabs.
I guess the circumstances are different in this game, but usually Kraken,
Although,
Anchor Smash.
it's really only scales in armor reduction and damage, so it does have a nice value point.
The mana cost just is so much when you're trying to last hit with your E.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure these supports got scouted here by this
Yeah, Invoker's playing
bottom room.
real careful. Is that within tower range?
It is not. Surprisingly.
It could be within tower true sight range.
Is that the same? I thought that was the same.
I think it's a little bit longer. They might see the ward, but they know
see the
that
ward.
they know that they're there. Oh, he's trying to deward. Drops Tombstone. Invoker's getting gone on, but he's just walking away. Slow comes out in the Witch Doctor. Maybe gets some aggression, turn around on him. They're away from the Tombstone. Getting some nice bounces, and Ravage comes out and only hits the Undying.
Yeah, the I don't know if you guys
Undying
noticed, the
looks to
silencer has a
fall,
DD.
and this DD Silencer doing a bit of work on the Tide. We'll see if he can catch him. Oh, he gets... Oh,
One
and he
more hit. There
dies
he
to the
goes.
last word. But Silencer probably should fall in return. Sand King going in for the stun, and the Skyra finishes him off.
What an aggressive start to this game. I can't
Yeah.
believe how many people are behind towers, making ganks happen. Definitely makes for an entertaining game.
Going plenty ham, except for the Drow. Just sitting up here, farming away.
And the
Radiant's
Viper
top
and the
tower
Razor
is
are also
being
just kind of
attacked.
doing their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, check out these dire wards just in the mid area alone.
Yeah, super aggressive ward placement there.
Unfortunately
Radiant's
for the
top
Radiant,
tower
that
is under
sentry
attack.
just doesn't
Yeah.
pick up
Dire's middle
either of
tower
them.
is being attacked.
Right in the middle. I have not seen that sentry before though.
I'll
It looks
take
like
that
a puck ward.
fly.
It's kind of cool. Hasted Undying, just running behind the tower.
Yeah, he popped Skyrim.
Someone call this man a ambulance because he is going deep. Here we go.
Oh, Drow's getting gone on top lane. But she might be able to walk
is
it off.
Invoker.
Invoker probably about to fall. He gets off the Ghost Walk, but he cancels it by eating a Tango. Oh, it's a big
Ooh.
misplay. Oh, but they do dive the Drow. Tide almost gonna fall from the tower damage.
So it's an even
Radiant's
trade.
middle tower
One
is
for one.
under attack.
Mhm.
4 for 4.
Another strange thing is Silencer,
Dire's top
no
tower
points
is
in his
under
W.
attack.
I think at least 1 point would be great.
Yeah, just getting
Pure-
that
pure
1 point
damage.
for it doesn't do that much, but
Dire's
it does
top
help
tower
with
is
laning a
under
little bit,
siege.
as it's an orb attack, so you can use it to dodge creep aggro. Just a little bit of extra damage. That can't hurt.
You know, this Viper bot is getting pretty low as well.
Also,
Yeah,
no,
he's
just gonna
no
salve
Witch
up.
Doctor heal.
Radiant's
No
middle
static link
tower
from
is
Razor.
being
I don't even
attacked.
know what game this is. Is this Dota?
That, I find that super questionable. But we see a Ghost Walk gank coming out. So he's got Sunstrike at the ready. Maybe we'll see him invoke Cold Snap. Oh, what? Some serious aggression from the Undying. Just dropping Tombstone, falling immediately. But we'll
His
see if the
team,
Razor
if
can
they get
clean
in
up.
here, they can
Oh,
clean up. Yep.
The zombies finishing off the
Zombies.
Skywrath. But Witch Doctor caught out by the Sand King stun, dropped by the Invoker's right click, and the Sand Kings, of course,
Radiant has fortified its
finishing the kill.
structures.
So a 2 for 1.
Radiant's
A
top
little bit
tower is
too
under
much
siege.
aggression coming out.
Yeah.
But Silencer
Radiant's
takes the
middle
tower.
tower has
Drow farms
fallen.
away. Working on that next item after it dreads. Sand King whiffs a stun. So it's getting
He
some
has no
decent
mana left.
rest coming out from the Silencer. And Undying will I expect to see him running at him under tower in the hopes of killing him. And these 2 wards for the Dire working very well for them with this aggression.
Yeah, it allows them to dive like they've been diving.
Hmm.
So these are definitely very nice, well placed wards.
And you know, it's something we didn't mention last time. Global silence blown on that that fight bottom for not much. Well, Silencer looking to gank this Tide. He's silenced and he should just fall right now. He was trying to get off his Ravage, but
You will die.
Oh,
That's
and
another
looks
big
like
thing.
The Sand King might also.
Sand King TP's in, gets maledicted, but probably won't do enough damage to kill him.
He'll just walk away.
Tombstone dropped, but
Radiant's
this
top
tower's gonna
tower
fall.
is being attacked. Radiant structures have been fortified.
Only Skyrath and a Sand King to defend. Sand King
Radiant's
maybe they're
top
looking
tower
to
is under
make a play,
siege.
but no. hiding in
Radiant's
the
I will
trees.
say
top
though,
tower has fallen.
these towers are you've given team or Trial and Error about like a 5k gold lead already.
Radiant's bottom
In
Sand
tower
addition
King.
to just out CSing pretty much across the board. All their cores have more CS than the cores on Trial or Extinction.Reborn. Excuse me. So
Yeah,
Silencer
Dire hidden
Dire's
farm.
middle tower is under attack.
looking to go ham on this
Radiant's top tower
Viper.
is under
Razor
attack.
gets his level 1 link off, but he'll just TP away. So I will say, Dire very much so lacking stuns. The only one on the Witch Doctor.
Yeah,
Now
that could.
Invoker maybe about to get caught out here, but just ghost walks away. No detection.
No detection. Say only 1 point in Wex, so he's very slow ghost.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like we're going to have an Ags rush on the Silencer, so going for that early Aghanims for the 7-second global plus the Curse of the Silent damage. And Drow going just for some lifesteal and going for the Mask of Madness. So a little bit risky.
Until she gets BKB, team fighting should not be an option for her. She should use that to farm that up real quick.
Yeah. Or perhaps go for some split push. Maybe go for an early Roshan with that. But it is risky, and it seems that Extinction.Reborn feeling it, checking it out.
So it looks like Sand King's trying to stack these jungle creeps down here, but this ward is catching everything that he's doing. So they know that he has a stack, and they're gonna see him try to farm it. So
Mhm.
that might be an opportunity to get a kill.
And this hardcore early game aggression has been keeping him from doing any jungling. So his Blink Dagger is only about halfway there, which is really delaying his effectiveness. Meanwhile,
God, that's
the Undying on the
so
other team about to have a mech.
Got a Roshan attempt here.
Yeah, it looks like it. And the
And
Radiant
a
don't have.
Well, it's
oh,
about
Good
to
time
be
to do it.
started.
Scout it out.
Can they get there in time? They do have the Tide Hunter with Ravage. He's TPing. Let's see if they can get there in time.
it's gonna be close. I don't know. They're all grouped up. This
Regeneration.
might be.
Oh, Sand King goes in to try to get him
Oh,
to...
Burrow Strike could get
Burrow,
quite a few.
Roshan has
two-man
fallen
Burrow,
to
but
the
they do
ground.
finish the Roshan and they get the Aegis, so no Ravage in time to stop it. So Tide runs in, gets the Ravage off, they blow up the Razor immediately. Sunstrike will miss. Viper Strike on the Drow, but Viper drops to the right clicks.
Double
Skyrath about to fall in a terrible fight for the Radiant. Just getting there a little bit too late.
Triple kill.
Yeah, the Sand King might snatch the Aegis. It could have maybe turned it.
Yeah, we make this mistake sometimes. You think you get there in time, and there's just a time when you gotta let it go, or else that happens. It's an easy mistake to make because you can't see how low Roche is, so.
But,
You have to kind of guess based on how much damage they've already done when you scouted it with the Sunstrike.
so
Radiant's middle tower
that
is under
fight there will be a
siege.
nice spike in the gold
Radiant
graph for
structures have been fortified.
trial and error as they get up to an almost 10k gold league at
Radiant's
15
middle
minutes
tower is
and
under
an almost
attack.
7,000 experience.
Dire's bottom tower is
lead.
under
I
attack.
will say though, that team fight at the Roche Pit could have
Radiant's
easily
middle tower
gone
has been
south.
destroyed.
Like,
Dire's bottom
the-
tower is
The
being
Tide had his
The
blink
attacked.
Tide-
dagger just a little bit earlier. Maybe if he had
that would've
Kraken
been-
Shell skilled, maybe
Dire's
could have
bottom
gotten,
tower is under siege.
his Ravage off a little bit sooner. So, but they do pop a smoke, which a little bit risky considering they don't have Ravage up.
This is a good idea.
They see
If they
Drow.
catch this Drow out and get her twice, this is very good.
Yeah,
And
this ward caught her out.
see, the Mystic Flare will drop her, but Razor's there. They're ready to fight. Epi being channeled just for the Drow, so Drow will fall, and
That was a
Trial and
great
Error will
smoke.
just back out. Very effective smoke gang coming out, but Undying wants to turn unless he drops the Tombstone. And Extinction Reborn, they're running. Invoker's gonna drop TP out from the Viper, and they're just gonna
The
chase.
cask.
The
doing
cask
so
going
much
crazy. Global comes out, burning down the mana, and what was a nice smoke gank turns a little bit south for the Extinction Reborn.
They just underestimated how many people had their back there. They were actually all there. And when you have a tier 1 tower bottom there, you can't keep chasing that. You have to get out after the Drow pick.
Yeah, they
TPs
just
get
got
there
the
super
Drow,
fast.
backed out. Would have been a nice pick off. Get the Aegis, but turn it into 1 for 4, I believe it was. 1 for 3. No, 1 for 2. Excuse me.
Drow going for Yasha here, I really don't agree with that. I think she should go for
Radiant's
BKB with
bottom tower
the
is being
mask.
attacked.
I do kind of agree just with against Ravage, especially if it's with the
Radiant's
blink dagger.
bottom
But the
tower is
Tombstone has been
under
doing a
siege.
good job of stopping his blink.
And Epicenter though.
There's so much magic damage on the Radiant.
Radiant's bottom tower is being. Radiant's bottom tower has
Since they
been
don't actually
destroyed.
really have any hero that right clicks that hard, as Viper does have a good amount of
Radiant's top
magic
tower
damage, and
is
he's not
being
building
attacked.
any right click as of yet. He's going the mech builds, so his only right click damage comes out of Nether Toxin.
I'll take
Everything
that.
else is magical. Invoker as well, not doing too much right click damage. Very magic focused with the meatball and the sunstrike.
I will say though, after those series of fights, if you look at the gold graph, Trial and Error has about a 13k lead. Actually, it's almost at 15.
Which is a pretty monstrous lead at this point.
Yeah, the experience is a little closer. They're about 8,000, or no, almost 10,000 actually.
Yeah, the trouble
But-
being this far behind is you just have no tier 1s down. They just have complete control of the map. Even smoke gangs can get answered real fast. It's a little
And
tough for Radiant.
their heroes don't do
Radiant's
too well
top
from
tower is
behind.
under
Invoker needs
attack.
his levels
I
real
know
bad.
it's not a
And
plate of
there were
nachos or
like
anything,
5 heroes
but
mid
it
for
is
the
important
majority
to
of the
the
game. Or at least the majority of the laning stage.
Radiant's top tower
And
has been destroyed.
Viper got shut down pretty hard, just now picking up a mech. These are heroes that they don't function well from behind. Tidehunter, Ravage is always good, of course, but Sand King just now picking up his blink. So hopefully these blink timings will work out well. Oh, and
Wow.
Scareth just
Yeah,
drops.
there's two ways this early game could have gone. The
Dive's
Viper could have
barrier
gotten more
has been
support. The Sand
callously
King could have
murdered.
jungled, and they could be in a better spot. Instead, they chose to roam with the supports, which isn't necessarily bad, but you see the effect with Viper getting so far behind. He really just has no impact.
And if we look at the net worth chart, the heroes they ganked, Drow and Silencer, they're number 1 and 2. the ganks didn't really do anything for them. The heroes they tried to pressure got plenty of farm, and Viper, who they could have been supporting, has nothing.
Dyer's bottom
Just a mech.
tower is being attacked.
He's just barely above the net worth of the Witch Doctor.
Dyer's
I
bottom
think
tower
they
is
almost
under
would have been
siege.
better off switching the lanes. I think Tide would have been done better against that tri lane.
I honestly wouldn't have minded seeing just the Skywrath Viper. Just try to play it passive, get to the Sand King, jungling. Just farm up, get your mech, then start 5-manning once you're ready. That's personally what I would have liked to see. So, it looks like with an Invis rune, they're going to be going for a gank, and Skywrath just walks right straight into 3 heroes.
Yeah,
Easy
he
kill
has
for the
wards. He's
silencer.
trying to clear out of these dire wards, which I don't blame him.
I
But
clipped your wings.
Trying to get some semblance of map control. And Yule's picked up for the Invoker, so he's going for the old Yule Sunstrike Meteor Deafening Blast combo. But at this point, it seems like a little, just too little too late. As he could maybe pick off one hero with it.
Dyer's top tower
Blow
is
up the
under
Drow,
siege.
who now has a BKB. So Yule's, and then if Drow's fast on the BKB, the whole combo misses. I really think I would have much rather seen a 4-staff out of him. Just give them a little bit of mobility, a little bit of escape, just to get away from that
Dyer's top
tombstone.
tower is
Because if
being
they have
attacked.
a couple of 4-staffs up, they 4-staff out of the tombstone, there's nothing to hold them there. The only stun they have is Cask.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
I don't know.
If that's something you
I don't
cared
know.
about.
Like, it's hard to say now because the game's kind of gotten a little out of control. But if they
Oh,
played it a little more
Four-
passive,
4-man Ravage comes out. Epi is oh, unfortunately the blink is cancelled by the tombstone zombie, and Tide falls immediately. So perhaps what could have been their saving grace, but the Sand King, Epi the blink gets cancelled, so Epi doesn't hit anything.
Radiant has fortified its structures.
Buyback from the Tide, a nice 2-man Burrow Strike. Global comes out though, and not much to be done for Extinction Reborn as they run away from the silencer in their base.
Radiant's bottom
Silence
tower
comes
has
out in
been
the Tide,
destroyed.
and the Tide will fall to the
Radiant's
Razor,
bottom barracks is
and the
under
Drow
attack.
right clicks.
Many a grave is
yeah, I
hidden
think
where
this
it was.
game's about wrapped up. This is just, I mean, it's
Radiant's
just the
bottom
deficit
barracks has
just
been
getting
destroyed.
too big now.
Radiant's middle tower is under Radiant's bottom barracks
And
is falling.
a 22-minute Rax coming out and doing a bit of fountain farming. Invoker buyback, and the GG is called.
I alone.
So, I'd like to take a look at this Undying pick. He just went
yeah,
ham.
I personally love the hero. I think it's underrated. I love the way he played it. Got the mech. Just a great play from Undying and Dire overall.
Yeah. Just a dominating laning phase, and they just took every fight from there, just winning the game outright. So,
Yeah.
we'll be back in a few minutes with Game 2, and we'll see if